Yeah, that one, you're gonna see. Okay, I'm pretty sure to the point.
My nephew now working radio media conference.
Yeah, we got pretty good
It
staff
could be.
of,
Sales.
All right, if everybody wants to find a seat, we're gonna start here in a couple minutes.
I am doing well.
How are you? Happy New Year.
All right, we're gonna open the Town of Bell Caucus. This is for, we're gonna nominate candidates whose names will appear on the spring election ballot. We have two positions open, two supervisors, Gordon Anderson and Jesse Casino. That means we can have a total of 4 candidates on the ballot, or 4 candidates nominated tonight. If we have more than that, we'll have to vote on which 4 will appear on the ballot. So I'm gonna open it up for nominations. Yes,
I nominate Jesse Casino.
Jesse Casino is nominated
I'll second it.
and seconded. Yes,
We'll nominate Gordon Anderson.
I'll second it.
Gordon Anderson is nominated and seconded. Are there any more nominations? Are there any more nominations? Any more nominations? All right, we're gonna close the Town of Bell Caucus. Thank you all. And we're gonna start the Town of Bell Board meeting in about a minute. All right, I want to call the meeting to order. Everybody is here. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Minutes of the previous board meeting. We have two sets of minutes. The regular board meeting and the closed session. Is everybody reviewed?
Make a motion to approve both sets of minutes.
I'll second.
Motion is made and seconded to approve both sets of minutes. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say aye. No opposed. Clerk's report.
All right, I have been working on the W-2s. They're making their way out. I've also completed the quarterly reports that need to be done. I have also sent out some annual reports to some of the agencies that had to be completed. And just a note, there will not be a February primary this month or next month. There will be the April election, which will be the presidential primary person. So I believe that will be April. And the town board.
Thank you. Treasurer's report.
I make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I'll second the motion.
Motion is made and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say aye. No opposed. Board comments.
I guess I've got one.
Go ahead.
Bayfield County zoning will not allow us to put a shelter over the Liberty because the Liberty is in the right of way of the Cisco Bay Parkway, and therefore the shelter would be in the right of way of Cisco Bay Parkway. So we have two options. One is to write a check for $550 to the zoning and go for a variance. And the other is to basically abandon a section of Cisco Bay Parkway so it's no longer a town road. There might be some ramifications for getting monies back for the mileage of the town roads, but we would probably need about 110 feet abandoned, and that's about 2/100 of a mile. So it's not that big a deal. And I'm just not sure, where we should go, what we should do. I'm willing to go to the variance meeting. I'm willing to fill out the paperwork and do all that if we decide we want to spend the $550.
That's just a one-shot deal.
They may say no, yeah. Yeah, and I reached out to Larry Fickbaum, I think his name is, our guy who represents us, because I thought there might be some special compensation for town road, town property, no neighbors and things like that, but there isn't. And the zoning department they're just enforcing the law, so they don't have any leeway on this. I mean, this is a cut and dry thing with them. But I just thought maybe there'd be some provision since we're a government entity. I thought we might be able to get around something. No. So anyway, I guess I'll move that the town.
No,
Can't do that?
no.
Why not?
This is board comments if you want it on the agenda.
Okay. I'll add it to the agenda next time.
Okay, be sure and remind me because I'll probably forget.
That's my job. I'll get it on the agenda.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, any more comments? Okay. Correspondence, do we have correspondence? Committee reports.
You have mine.
Yep.
And there's ones over there for anybody who wants to read them.
Parks and Rec didn't meet again this month.
Okay.
Neither did planning commission.
Sanitary district?
Is this live?
Turn it on.
Yeah, push the button.
Not much to report, but we finally did get our permit, our discharge permit completed. But they made a bunch of changes to it. So basically, the way it looks, the engineer called me and he said that if we accept the permit the way it was issued, it may make our plant obsolete in the future. They keep reducing levels of different things to the point where it's going to be very hard to continue to discharge down our right of way. So we're going to kind of negotiate with the DNR about the levels of like suspended solids and things of that nature to get them where they are now. We're not asking them to reduce anything, but every time we go for a permit, they cut. They just keep cutting and make life a little bit harder every 5 years when we have to apply for this permit. So that's the status on that. In terms of the new system, we're moving forward on it. But the engineer was out today, so I didn't get a chance to find out where he's at with that, but we are moving forward on planning and designing. there's any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Thank you. All right, public comment period. Yes?
I just want to announce that the Cornucopia Coffee Cart has resumed this year. It is Thursday mornings through the end of March from 9 to 11. We do ask that if you are interested or have in the past been a host, to contact me or come to one of the Thursday meetings. Sign up to be a host, which means you start the coffee, and all are welcome. It's not just for Cornucopia, it's anyone who would like to attend.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Public comments? All right. Moving on to old business. Review proposals for a new pickup truck. I think everybody got it. So we had one proposal for a new pickup truck from Bennett Ford for a Ford for $45,999. Got questions, comments, motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the price on the pickup through Bennett Ford. Tell me the one we got.
I will second that motion for that same reason.
Motion is made and seconded. Is there any more comment, questions?
Does that meet our needs, Matt and Art and everybody?
Yeah. Worst fact, yeah.
All right, motion is made and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say aye. All opposed. All right, review proposals for new dump truck. We had 4. And everybody saw those, correct?
Yeah.
So I'll just read the totals.
Did you get that updated email?
Yep.
from Matt?
Yeah, Matt, if I'm reading these, if I get anything wrong, just let me know. So we had a price from Allstate Peterbilt. They came in at $131,182.96. And this is from Boyer Trucks for a Western Star. Their price before extended warranty was $135,065. And Interstate Truck with another Western Star price was $135,135. And Kenworth was $148,164.50, which puts Allstate Peterbilt at our cheapest proposal. Everything was good there, Matt, with the specs?
All of them are apples and apples.
Good. So that's where we're at.
I know we accept the proposal from Allstate Peterbilt for $131,182. Second.
Is there any more discussion? All right, the motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say aye. There's no opposed. On the same agenda item, we have to look at proposals for the equipment that needs to go on the chassis cab, which we just approved. We have two proposals. So Monroe Truck Equipment. No, it's not. I'll just yell.
For this?
Sure. First proposal.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah,
we're-
Just closer.
Oh my God. I hate it. I don't like technology. All right, Monroe Truck Equipment. And Matt, am I reading this right? Their total quote price, you needed to add on the install equipment line item?
For the Peterbilt chassis,
Yeah. Or was that an upcharge just if it was Peterbilt?
that was just an upcharge if it was a Peterbilt and they had their old frame rails, which they assured me that they don't, but be prepared. I would,
I added it on there, so I'm assuming that we'll go with that.
Yep.
Okay. So the quote price with the additional charge that they have listed for install equipment on a Peterbilt chassis is $97,279. We have another proposal from Universal Truck Equipment. And their total package price was $102,990.
I'll make a motion to accept the Monroe, truck equipment quote for $97,279.
Second the motion.
Motion is made and seconded. Is there any more comment? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say aye. There's no opposed. All right, town financial audit. Mark, did you have any luck with finding anybody or anything?
No, there's no one currently in Park Falls. Phillips Apprentice does audits. So I'm gonna keep looking.
Okay,
I'm hoping we don't have to hire a big firm because it'll cost a lot of money.
okay. Okay, thank you. Short-term rental application, I don't think we have any more, there was nothing else to bring to the board, is that correct, Jackie?
Correct. The last one that I sent out, was one that there were a couple of typos that had to be fixed, so that was taken care of. So that is all good and ready to go. We just have to decide how we're gonna get it out to everybody.
All right. Thank you. Use of a CD savings account, Gordy?
Made copies here, I forgot to hand them out, sorry.
Thank you. I looked at it, didn't print it out.
I didn't do that. Contacted, 3 local banks, Chippewa Valley Bank, Bremer Bank, and Superior Choice Credit Union, regarding, current CD deposit rates, for anywhere from 3 months to 24 months. And then I also did some research online with Capital One, BMO, and Marcus, which is Goldman Sachs. The best local rate we can get is with Superior Choice Credit Union. They go anywhere from 3 months at 2.75%. 6 months, 3.25%, 12 months, 4.25%, 15 months, 4.5%, and then you jump out to 24 months and it's down to 2.6. The online rates are somewhat higher. Best rates I saw there were BMO has 5.5% for 6 months and 12-month rate are both the same. And then they go out to 18 months or 5% and 5.25%. you know, we want to keep it local, I think, Superior Choice looks like. And additionally, with Superior Choice Credit Union, if you're a member, I think they give you a little better kick on the rates. A little higher. So, and I'm not exactly sure how much, but that's kind of my understanding. So, that's what I found. So. Any questions?
Marty, the only question I have is BMO has a branch in Ashland.
Yeah, they're Milwaukee, right?
Oh, they do. Well, they've got one in Superior. too.
BMO is a Canadian bank.
It's Canadian brand. Yeah. That's why I said they're not exactly
Yeah.
local. But yes, they do.
Okay.
So, questions? What do you think?
Well, I think we should put money in, and I think if BMO's got an office in Ashland, I mean, we're talking significant amount of money to put away, and we put away for 6 months, and that's really safe, and you get a good interest rate, and then we know that if we don't need the money, we can do it.
And, you know, these, like I noted on the bottom there, all these things are, all these accounts are FDIC or the credit union, guarantee, National Credit Union Association.
I mean, if we're gonna put $10,000 away, it doesn't matter, but if we're gonna put a significant amount of money away. Have you guys had a conversation about how much money you think we can stash?
I actually sent out a report, I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, it was about 83,000.
Yeah, it's $84,931. That's for funds that had, some of them had an existing balance and some that, a couple of them that were created. So right now, money that is to be set in funds to be used for the future is $84,931.
Do we know how long we're looking at for paying out some of these funds on these larger purchases on the truck and the pickup and the dump truck?
We actually had the snowplow truck. I put that on here too, for the 2024 budgeted projects. So that's not a fund. That was actually money that we put in,
Okay.
and that was 56,000.
Right.
So, but then I guess looking at what we're spending, there's the highway fund of 30. But then if we take a loan out, it's not due until the next year.
With that 30 for the highway fund, wasn't there more in the fund, or between the budget and the fund were two different things, right? Because we budgeted more than there was in the fund. We budgeted to put more into the fund. There was 30,000
Correct.
existing, we
Correct.
budgeted another 30. And that's not on there. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct, because I had, all I have here that was started on 1/4. So we're carrying over the 30 from before. I didn't put that.
So then we budgeted another 30 on
Yep.
top of that.
So
So that's not included.
that's correct. So really, it's 114, 931. But again, we're not gonna use the funds, but it would be to the next, if you take a loan or you wanna save for it.
Well, Matt, on that Peterbilt specifically, did they have a time frame?
From what I understand, well, nobody wants any money until we take delivery of the truck, and the deliveries are very much up in the air if we even see a chassis this year. So, from basically everything. And then the true scenario is gonna be, even if we got a chassis, it's gonna be depending on the outfitter, their timeline, because there's no point in us having a chassis here in July if the outfitter can't get it into their shop until November. There's no purpose in us getting a truck expedited, those two entities, like we'll have to get Allstate and Monroe talking now, and I'll try to facilitate that here this week. So we have a better delivery timeline. So I wouldn't anticipate seeing a chassis or us being required to pay for that until at the end of the year at best.
Okay. So, Doherty, how about I mean, in 6 months, are we gonna see a worse interest rates from the same place?
I would say in 6 months, we might, just if they start dropping, the Fed starts dropping rates. I think these are probably gonna be, Mark, wouldn't you say they're gonna be pretty stable,
Well, I think they're
until the Fed
probably,
makes a
they might
call?
trend down. I would ladder them, I'd put half in a 6 month and half in a year.
That's what I was gonna, that's what I was gonna suggest.
That's what I would recommend.
So how much does everybody wanna do? Let's talk about that.
Well, how much cash do we need on hand, I guess?
So we have 114.
We've got 114.
Let's do 57 and 57.
Why wouldn't you put all of it in something if we don't need it? And I mean, maybe a 6 month and then a year, Because, I mean, if we're not gonna have to pay for a truck for a year, that's money we can sit on.
Yeah, well, whole idea too, with the future, can you hear me?
It's on.
Now can you hear me? Yes, okay. The idea with these funds, that the money is not used this year because we didn't budget for it. If there's a project, then the next year we pull that out, knowing that it's going to be used, and that would happen in November or October when we do the budgeting, which would be the 1 year for it to come out. If you put it in right now, it'd be perfect.
And I don't have my computer in front of me because it's recording us, so on that list there, we had some other things for the community center budgeted, right?
We did.
That's not in our,
That doesn't go into this. It's
Yeah.
just, correct. This was the big one. I think there's some others too. But I don't have that here. This was just the largest projects we have. So I just wanted to emphasize that.
okay. So, yeah, I guess. Make a motion
I move we put $57,000 in a 6 month CD at BMO, and then the other $57,000 in a 1 year CD at BMO.
Do you want to include the interest rate on your motion just for the record?
Yes, at 5%, I believe it was.
5.5.
5.5.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, motion is made and seconded. Is there any more discussion? No more discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say aye. There's no opposed.
Just like that.
Moving on to new business, town website reconstruction. Who wants to start with that?
Well, I had talked with Nancy Moy right before the beginning of the meeting, and there she is. She was at a CDA meeting last night, and Superior Lighthouse come up. And am I correct, Nancy, in saying that it sounds like Roger's trying to kind of ease away from it? So it's probably an opportune time to research and find out what's out there to get our website changed over.
I agree. Who wants to do it?
I'll jump on it.
Okay.
I might draft Mr. Anderson to help me.
All right, sounds good
And
to me.
then Mary Beth, you're probably the one that'll use it the most. Is that true?
Not really,
Okay,
because it's kind of everybody.
okay. Well, I just want you to be okay with what's going on.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll start, I can do that.
All right. I guess that's all we need for now then. The RCPI partnership agreement, Mary Beth, would you like to?
Sure. All right, I was approached by individual Pierce Van Valkenburg. She is with the RCPI, which is the Resilient Coastal Projects Initiative program, and this is for all the Great Lakes. They work on projects for read what their purpose is, to get a kind of an idea. Their executive summary. In 2022, the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence Cities Initiative received funding from the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation, the National Coastal Resistance Fund, to engage communities along the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence River in an effort called the Resilient Coastal Projects Initiative, RCPI. RCPI convenes shoreline mayors, city staff, and regional partners to identify coastal sites that require substantial and resilient solutions against coastal hazards like high water, flooding, and erosion. RCPI works directly with impacted municipalities to provide them with action-oriented deliverables that build capacity and position coastal resiliency projects to advance the next phase of development. Deliveries include implementation, framework, and follow-up support to enable communities to secure funding for continued project development. Limnotech with Smith Group and ISG is under contract with the city's initiative to assist in the advancement of projects in Indiana and provide technical support for potential mitigation. Well, it's not just Indiana, like I said, it's all of the Great Lakes that they've been working with. So their purpose is to try to find projects to assist the communities. They had funding for some other areas, and these people had pulled out of their projects. So they approached the town of Bell as well as the town of Clover and Port Wayne to come up with projects that could be included in their program. What they do is they provide engineering for set projects that are nature-based that would help with anything with the sediment issues around Lake Superior. So she put the offer out there, and I did put it out for everybody to attend. Will, my son, and I did attend a virtual meeting with Pierce. And so what she was looking for was projects in the area that were nature-based that they would consider. So in our discussions, and I'll read the minutes in summary, there were 3 projects that came up. One was the large sedimentation project problem in the harbor. The other was the artesian flowing well along the Siswick Bay Parkway. And then third was a Superior Street culvert. The large sediment problem in the harbor, currently there are 2 studies that have been done by the Corps of Engineers. One was the initial sediment issue problem that they studied to figure out the causes of it. And back when COVID first, just before COVID hit, there was a great a grant that was put out there by the feds, and they were going to cover numerous projects for communities. And one of them happened to be the reroute of the river. And so in order to get that to step forward, the Corps did do one more study, and that was that they actually looked at ideas of where to reroute the river. If it were to be, where would be the best solution. So that next step was done. They, this group liked that idea. They were aware of that project. And so they would like to look at that and perhaps provide some engineering to pursue that. The other was the flowing well. Explained to her about the issue with it always flooding. They don't work with structures, so they want it nature-based, but they would look at the whole area engineered so that it would no longer flood to try to help with the elevations and so forth. So that was another item. The other was the culvert under Superior. There's a culvert that leads from the Corny, it would be the west side of Superior, where all the private land owners have walkways going to the beach, and a lot of them act as dams. So it goes all the way down to the Lost Creek Slough, and to open that up so that it would flow out naturally instead of into a culvert into the marina right there. She said that was another one. She didn't know for sure if that would qualify. She liked the idea of it, so we don't know. But so their idea is they provide engineering at no cost to the town. So, and then from there, what they try to do is they provide the engineering, whether it's just for a project, for phases of a project, or to have it shovel ready. So should funding become available, that it's set. So, if it's initial projects such as the, shelter, that they would help right away too and try to find funding so it would cover. But, so those were some of the projects that came up. Her next up is to actually, she had said, they have an agreement here. In the agreement, basically, if we want to pursue it, if the board gives a go-ahead to continue, would be, it just basically invites the town to become a part of the project, and then the agreement is to clarify commitments by each of the partners to ensure successful outcomes. They have the municipality commitments, which I could go through them, but what it has to do with is, they have coordinating engagement of key staff, responding quickly, sharing all plans, providing space for the meetings, support the project, a follow-up evaluation, and acknowledge being a partner with them on these projects. And then the city's basically the same thing too, assisting in identification, facilitating collaboration, assist in identification of project, provide files, and provide a platform. It explains a little bit more, but it's just kind of a quick summary. So that's the agreement that she requires in order to continue. The next step, they're moving fast because the engineers, this is for this year of 2024 that they're doing engineering. So with the other people pulling out, they already have the ball kind of in motion. The next step, if the town does want to do the agreement, would be, and she already had set it up with me because she wants to get going tomorrow, would be another meeting with me and Will, or anybody else that wants to join in, to meet with the engineers. They would look at the projects and review it more, make certain it qualifies, it fits, and then they would actually begin to take the projects and look at engineering.
So, questions?
What are you seeking from the board? A letter?
Okay. What I'm seeking from the board is that the board does want to pursue to go ahead with these projects. There's no commitment for them to, but for them to do the engineering and for us to work with them in continuing on with the engineering process.
Was it my understanding that they would help us secure funding for some of these projects as well?
They would help to assist in trying to find funding, look at who we could apply to get that assistance with their people that are aware of the grants.
Anybody else? Yeah,
I'm not sure, I'm not sure.
you can make a motion and we can keep talking about it.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we pursue this with this organization. And I think it's got some real benefits without a lot of commitment, so.
Second that.
Motion is made and seconded. More discussion? Paul, you got something to say?
I don't. I think I'd like to try to attend the meeting, so, and learn more. I get we don't want the drain lands really, the wetlands draining into the slip if they naturally were draining towards the west. Not sure that's true, but, so I get that. We don't want this, the Swenson Pavilion is underwater. But we think we have a pretty simple fix for that. It's only a few inches of grade to do. And I'm really concerned about moving the river. The river might want to move back. And then we have a lifetime of monies trying to keep the river in the new channel. You know what I mean? It's like,
But that wasn't where the river was originally.
the river moves all by itself,
I know.
and it's good, and it will move again. Yeah, so I just have,
Well,
I'm not informed enough to have an opinion.
Where I see the benefit here, and I know Mary Beth and Tolman share this, but we're expending a lot of money on
No doubt.
sediment.
Dredging is a problem.
It's a
Real.
problem, and it could solve some problems for the town.
Well, the river then would enter Sisquet Bay between the flowing well. Would it separate
Yeah. I
everything,
don't
or
know
would they
what they're
try to
talking
run it
about.
all the way along the bluff? Put it way in that corner. I suppose we won't know until they do the engineering,
Right.
but I mean, it's like putting a dam on a river, you gotta build another one.
Yeah, and I'm not for, changing
Yeah.
natural courses. I mean, that's not what
But-
it originally was, so. That's already taken place.
Right, that's right.
But I think it's worth, listening to what, yeah, I mean, it doesn't cost us anything. I mean,
So
we
just
don't have
be-
to, we don't have to accept it.
So just to be, so we're on the same page, this, if we agree to this motion and agree to this and sign this, that will take us down the path of engineering. That will start the engineering process. So that is where we would be at.
And we need information to make an informed decision.
Oh, sure, yeah. Definitely.
So,
I think it's wonderful that they provide free engineering, because those are the people who have to talk to, engineers, talk to these things. I just want to make one correction though. It's not Superior Street, it's Superior Avenue. So that should be changed. So that this entity knows that it's Superior Avenue.
Good point.
any more discussion? All right, the motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say aye. There's no opposed. And Paula, you're gonna go to the meeting?
Why not? Is it tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow.
If I can,
3 to
I'll-
4.
yeah.
Since you're at Parks and Land.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 to 4.
Three,
What?
Yeah,
We'll come here and,
Okay.
oh, we're just watching here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
so if there's more attending, it becomes a,
Yeah,
It's been posted.
yes, it's not posted.
Yeah.
So, 2,
two.
yep. So you guys have to decide.
Okay.
I'll stand on.
I was gonna stand up.
No, you can't, no. Oh, yeah.
Sure.
All right, new boiler for the community center. Here's what we have going on. We've been having a problem for a long time with it. And we've had Jeff from Altemp working on it. I think he's been here 3 or 4 times. And our goal was to try and fix the one we had, but it's become apparent that we can't. Well, we could, but a new heat exchanger in the boiler we have is gonna cost about $3,000. And a new boiler is gonna cost about $7,000. The boiler that's in there is probably close to 15 years old. We don't know for sure, but either way, nothing is under warranty. So my plan was to suggest that we go for the new boiler and post that, which would mean we'd have to post that because the dollar figure, we can't just enter into that. But since it is kind of an emergency deal with the weather getting cold this weekend, we could make a decision to do that as an emergency because he said if I texted him tonight, he could have the parts here by Thursday and get it done Friday. So, because I told him to tentatively pencil us in case something bad happened before this cold weather. So there's a strong possibility we could have it done on Friday if we can agree that it's enough of an emergency to do it.
Was that for the heat exchanger or the new boiler?
$7,000 for the new boiler. The heat exchanger was $3,000.
Did you say whether that new boiler is more efficient than the old one?
I don't know that for sure, no.
I mean,
It'd
in
be the
15 years,
same-
they probably are.
It'd be not the same exact model, but the same brand as the other one that we have down there, which he put in about 6 or 7 years ago. So we would have both the same brands then, which might be helpful. So I think we should just do that.
I agree.
Yes.
I make a motion that we, get a new boiler for $7,000
Because of emergency.
because of an emergency.
All right, the motion is made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say aye. No opposed. 2024 election inspectors.
All right. Each year I need to have approved the election inspectors. It's a list of individuals. We have them, if for any reason I cannot fill those positions with this list, I still have to go out, the elections go on, so I can place whoever I need. But who I have on that list is Joni Vaughn, Jane Murray, Richard Dunn, Janice Olson, Pauline Calateo, Jennifer Sauter Sargent, Linda Sautier, Nate Zukas, and Jean Allen. And none of them are party affiliated, it's all,
How many do you need?
just, I have to have at least 3 for an election.
And this gives for, we have somebody that can come in to relieve her.
Well, yeah, I think they
Lunch
were
and-
there for like 12, well, somebody was there all day last week.
We have some inspectors that stay all day, but then we do break them for lunch and then, so they get some time more. Never used to, that's.
Do you need a motion to approve that? Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve the list of the 2024 election inspectors.
I'll second.
motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say aye. There's no opposed. Let it work. Supposed to say, oh, my bad. Letter of support for Bayfield County Housing Authority, funding application. Jesse, do you wanna explain that a little bit?
I'll defer to the experts. Like starting with.
Well, I'll go ahead and pass these out if you want to share them. So there's some information about the opportunity if you want to pass those around.
Good evening, I'm Jennifer Toribio Warren, I'm the director for the, no, kind of carrying, but, I'm Jennifer Toribio Warren, I'm the director for the Bayfield County and City of Washburn Housing Authority. And we've been kind of, had a 5-year plan, actually. When I started, they asked me to pursue, and look at what options we have for new housing developments. I know that there was a lot of communication in different communities regarding elderly housing specifically up here. So after some time of conversations, I know that there's a resolution with the board here, and then there was also a resolution with the board at the Housing Authority to pursue or explore what our options are for elderly or senior housing in Cornucopia. But it drew a lot of questions, right? A, where's the money coming from? B, how many housing units do we need? And, well, there's more to that, but the need assessment is property location and acquisition. There's a lot behind it, but one thing that came to light was a Thrive grant that's available right now, and we can apply for that, which we're going to. But we're looking for the board support, and so there's a letter of support there that kind of gives us what we're looking for is your support to give us the go-ahead to apply for that. And so I'm looking for that from you. And we are also going to pursue what other options and use those for future developments throughout the county, because I know there's a very large shortage of housing on all aspects, not just senior elderly housing, but just in general. And so this will kind of pave that path for the future as well. Kelly's got my back. I'm sure I'm missing a few things here.
Thanks. Kelly Westland, I'm the UW Extension Housing Educator for Bayfield County. This opportunity is through WBEC and the Office of Rural Prosperity. It's primarily focused on technical assistance, and they will actually help facilitate a community-driven process to talk through some of the things that are desirable in this community to address the needs that exist here. Bayfield County is rapidly becoming the oldest county in Wisconsin. We are going to need more housing for independent seniors, especially things that have lower maintenance requirements, things that are maybe single level, where people can age in place. Otherwise, right now, we have a shortage significant enough that even folks that are currently in this community and many others, really their options if they want to downsize or not live in a whole single family home are to either leave the region entirely or to just continue on in these houses that are getting increasingly difficult to maintain. So this opportunity is one where the Bayfield County Housing Authority would be the applicant, but we'd like to start this effort here in the town of Bell. There is an active working group that's been digging in on this issue for, I think, close to a year now, if not longer, exploring the possibilities. And so bringing in these folks that do a lot of other community and economic development work, I think will be helpful in terms of really fine tuning those plans that we could bring back to you folks that you'd have to approve. But if we get in on this round of technical assistance, it opens the door for $25,000 pre-development planning grants to actually, do some of the engineering design work that will have to come and some of the other technical things when we get closer to actually, breaking ground and building new housing. It's something that we've already, got a lot of support for the Housing Authority from the county and from economic development groups, other citizen groups. And the hope is that once we really implement the process here and see some positive results, that it's something that we can replicate in other communities throughout Ashland and Bayfield counties, because yes, the need is very real and widespread. So I think that probably covers more than enough. If you have any questions, happy to.
Well, one other thing I am gonna add is there's no financial commitment at this time, so.
Key feature.
Right, yes, it's just for technical assistance, and let's just see what's out there right now, and then go from there. So there is no fiscal value to this other than extreme need and showing the need for that, so. Monetary value, I should say.
Right.
All right, thank you.
I think you might have received a letter in your packet.
Yeah, we got it.
So, is there a motion? Something?
I move that we accept the resolution of support for Bayfield County Housing Authority funding application.
I'll second it.
Motion is made and seconded. Is there any more discussion? All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say aye. There's no opposed. And that's all we got. Is there we have public comment period, I guess. Is there any public comments? Then that's all we got. We have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say aye. We are adjourned. Thanks for coming. Should get the email.
I'm glad.
Well, I didn't read out That's what we got.
All right.
Thank you.
You're always going up.
No, not at all. I think you guys.
I got a parcel.
Thank you.
How much exactly?
Sorry, like you've had a long week. I've had like, I just saw that. Oh my God. Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't.
No, I like that. I will, I'll see if I
Yeah, they're good.
And everything that I do with travel is like with the travel agent and all the documents and stuff work out the Gmail. So if something happens, I know something. Go down there.
It is, and actually, so like, I've talked to you about this one, so, and I think we would too, right? So I don't know if you just read that article that I wrote today about the one of the calls with Peter Gildy, the.
Well, I did
No, I didn't expect, I was this week, okay, between we were, so, but, so Peter Gildy runs the media equality down in South West Providence, and they have been affordable housing off the grid, like, using up renewable energy. And that's why I was asking the question about like what power companies work with. Right. And that's, so read it when you get a chance, because it's actually, it's really interesting. But they were one in River Falls, it was a local utility, and they were like, yeah, here's your waiver, put it all on one meter, so the residents don't even pay for utilities, because it's like so cheap, you know? And that's your savings for operating and all that. And then, thank you very much.
Well, right there, yeah, hey.
Shut the camera off.
I just heard the whole conversation about like.
Yeah, you're on YouTube.